Now, when you're dry camping, that means when you do not have any hookups, you're going to go out to the desert. You're going to go someplace where off the grid, they say. You will have to put water in the trailer because you won't have any out. You don't have a faucet out there to hook up to. This is where you put your water in.
Okay.
You stick a hose in there, and then this little vent right there, that's a little vent. When it gets full, it starts squirting out there. And and it also will come out here.
Does it recommend to fill it up till it squirts out?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Fill it up all the way.
Okay, great.
Because what's going to happen when you're camping, you're going to use that water. You want all of it you can get in there so you don't have to break camp and go get more water. So
Exactly.
All right. You want it to squirt out.
That's what you want to do, right.
Wow.
This is your water heater. It's the outside for it. Let's turn that, open it up. It's a water heater. You don't have to do anything in here. It has this, just like a water heater that you have at home. It has a pressure release valve on it. In case the pressure builds up too high in there, that will open up and dispel the pressure. I've never had it happen, but that's what it's there for. It's a safety feature.
Put pressure in it.
So the water heater, is it already on?
Yeah, it's on right now. When you go inside, you'll have hot water on your faucets and stuff.
So is it going to be on all the time?
It is whenever you turn it on.
Okay.
And I've got I've got all the switches in there that I'm going to show you. Turning on all those things, doing the awning, all of that.
Okay.
This is your refrigerator, the back of your refrigerator.
Oh.
It's a vent. You don't have to do anything to this. There's nothing in there that you do. This is where technicians get in and work on the refrigerator.
Okay. Cool.
This is your coach heater exhaust. So when you turn the heater on there to demonstrate it for you, hot air will be coming out of here. And this gets very hot. So if you have children or anything like that around, kind of warn them.
Okay.
Check your lugs. This is a used trailer, so they've probably seeded already. But we suggest, in fact, we actually have a list here of things that I'm going to give you. And one of them is that you check your lugs every so often because you want to make sure that those lug bolts are tight.
Okay.
We had a guy just here a while back that he didn't check his lugs and the wheel came off. So
just make sure they're tight.
Yeah, because when they come off, that's a lot of
That's
damage.
the cable.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you could video this. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
All right. Here we have your little outdoor kitchen, so to speak. Let me do that. But you can feel in there. That little refrigerator is working just fine.
Right.
Nice and cold, so you can put cold drinks in there and that sort of thing. You even got a little ice chest in there, so probably freeze ice cubes.
So when we buy food, we can put it in there and travel, and we could turn it on, and it'll be cold?
This would be more for your outside use.
Yeah, get the inside one.
Because you got the big refrigerator inside.
And the inside could be on all the time when we're driving.
When you're driving, actually, this one probably
Will be on too?
That's where you dial the temperature on this.
Okay.
This will not be on.
All right.
This is an electric refrigerator only. So when you're plugged in to electricity, then this one goes automatically.
Okay, or the generator.
Or a generator, if you got a generator, yeah.
We got one already.
That's a good idea to have a generator. If you're going to go off grid much. This, and I don't know where it is. I've looked all over this trailer. There's a little curly Q-like hose thing with a little spout on the end of it. And it's a quick disconnect. It just goes right in there. And I don't know where that is.
Are you guys going to get it for us?
I don't know. You'll have to ask. Because again, this trailer was sold as is, right? So this is an inexpensive little item that you just go to a parts store or something, they may have.
Okay.
Okay, that's just a water faucet that you'd use to do something in this sink. I wouldn't think you'd use this very much out here because you've got one inside.
Yeah, I think I'll be filleting my fish right there.
Yeah, that might be it. But you can just get a little hose that has a quick disconnect and just stick it in there and just use it right there. But yeah, that'd be a good idea to lay your fish there. And that just slides back in. This is a little stamp on it. Which you need to stamp it on, then it stays in place when you're driving.
You don't think maybe it fell in here?
Pardon me?
That faucet
I
thingy?
looked all underneath it.
Oh,
I took the
nothing?
flashlight and went under there and did it. I tried every place to find it. It's not going. Okay. You know what? I do so many of these trade over. Let's see if I can get it.
Oh,
Now that I'm looking at it, I remember all there is hoses that go through that.
yeah, I seen that.
That's all it is, okay? And I checked, because I thought that would have been a natural place for that to be, but it's not. It looks weird when I pull this thing over there.
Okay, we got that.
Now, here is your propane for a barbecue, a propane barbecue. This is your quick disconnect down here. You see this little thing hanging down?
Oh, right.
Here it is. So when this lever is in the sideways position, it is shut off. And there is the lever right up here on top. See this little guy right? Nope, that's not it. Oh, here it is,
right there,
under
bottom,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, I just missed it. It was on
Okay,
the bottom.
that's
That's off.
off,
That's off.
and that's on.
And that's on. There's a ball check valve in there though, so it really won't leak propane probably, but I never take a chance. I always leave it in the off position till I need it.
Yes.
It was facing the floor.
Yes, I know. So off is out, and then when it's on, it's straight.
Always remember on any valve like
Yeah.
that, when it's across the pipe, it's off.
It,
When it's in line with the pipe, it's on.
Yeah.
Just let it run straight through. When you turn it sideways, it's a...
we got some at work
Oh,
too,
yeah.
like that. Same
Yeah,
thing.
that's exactly the way they all work.
Okay.
Okay?
So that propane goes with the propane tanks in the front.
Exactly.
Okay.
You get your propane from that, and then you can stand out here and do your barbecue and right with that. And have that. I love it. That's the first thing I do is pick up my barbecue and first thing it goes out. Now, I know you're probably going to ask me what this is for.
What is it?
I have no idea.
What? You guys
I don't
have
know
to.
What that's for. It does. I thought, well, it comes out and goes down flat, or it rotates around. You can put a barbecue on it. It stays just like that. You just pull it out here about 90 degrees. I don't know what it's for.
Let's see. Let's pull it out.
It just
Does it have a hook?
You just take this off and it just doesn't do anything. I'm telling you, it just comes straight out. As you can see by the way it's constructed, it can't do anything. This little guy comes off down here.
Mm-hmm. Then we could look at the model.
I don't know whether that was I suspect this was an add-on. But tell me what you think it is. I don't know whether maybe there's some sort of a barbecue that hooks onto this part of it. You know, just rests against it, and this is what holds it. And if it is, that would be a great idea because this would be a good place for it. Because your propane's right down there, and your little kitchen's right
It has
there.
to do something with that.
Yeah. But anyhow, don't ask me because I don't know. That's one I don't know.
Okay, we got a spare right here.
Yep, that's your spare.
How many tires all the way around? 4, right? All right. Oh, we're connected.
Yep. Now then, this is your dump station. Okay, this is where we start getting into it.
All right.
They've done something really nice now in the trailers. The gray valve handle is your gray water. That's your sink, shower, all of that, okay? The black one is your toilet. That's your black water tank.
Okay.
Whenever you dump, there's 2 things to know. When you're camping, you never open the black water valve and leave it open. The only time you open this valve, the black water valve, is when you want to dump the toilet tank. It's full and you got to dump it, or you're getting ready to go home you've been camping 3 or 4 days, not enough to fill it up, you still got to dump it and get it out. Okay, so that's what that's for.
Okay, so again, this is the sink, shower.
Shower, shampoo water.
And this is the toilet.
No.
That's where you put the sewer hose on
The
to
sewer
drain
hose.
out to a sewer. Yeah, okay. Like
But so this and this are connected to the same.
they're
Okay.
connected to the same thing. And what you do is you dump your black water first,
Black water first.
which is that one. You want to get that out of there, get it clean, get the toilet tank, all of that really cleaned out really good. In fact, you've got a toilet flush valve right here. This little guy right here, the sewer tank flush valve. Okay, what you're going to do is plug a normal garden hose into that, and that's a little sprinkler that goes around and round and on top of that toilet, that black water tank. And it starts cleaning the sides and the top and everything off to get all of the solids out of it. Okay, so that's the way that works. Now the reason that you never want to leave your black water tank open, that valve open, you pull that out, is because what's going to happen, all the liquids are going to drain out, the solids are going to stay in there. That's what you don't want. You want to get all of that out of it. So that's the reason you don't just leave that open. Okay? Does that make sense? When you flush, the solids are going to go down to the bottom and stay there, and the rest of the water is going to rush out. Okay? What makes this whole toilet system work is lots of water. So every time you flush and you use a little extra water, you use the water and the chemicals in the tank break all the solids down. So then when you open that valve up, it all just comes gushing out together. That's the key. I've had friends that didn't do that. They didn't know not to do that, and they left the valve open and were camping because they thought, well, I'll just open it all up and that way I won't have to go out and dump it. Well, what happened then, the solids built up in the black water tank. They had to hire a pump truck to come in and pump out the black water tank.
Okay, so let me see if I understand.
Okay.
So, keep it closed. Just keep it closed.
Right.
We're using it, whatever,
Right.
and the chemicals are doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Right.
Open it only when it's time to flush it out.
Exactly.
Right?
Either
Because by then, everything should be watered down.
Lots of water in there.
liquidy
Exactly.
And what does it do? Screw
Break it
out?
all down. Pardon?
It screws out. How do we do that?
This just see these hooks on the side.
Right.
It just takes.
Okay.
See how that is?
And that's going to connect to a hose that
Yep.
goes.
And I would suggest you get another one of these because I see this ear is broken off.
Oh Lord.
Okay. So it's no big deal. They're cheap, and you're going to get a $40 gift certificate from Giant RV to use in the parts store, and then they're going to give you a 20% discount on everything you buy for a month. So you might as well use it and take advantage of it, and just remember you might want to get that. Okay.
Okay.
So
one question. So you take this out.
right, you put your hose on.
Okay, and then you want to take this one's first.
That one's first.
Okay.
You drain.
You drain it. Do we plug the water
That's
in?
when you put the water in here. Once you pull that valve out, you put the hose. Well, you put the hose on here, but don't turn it on.
Okay.
Pull that valve.
All right.
Don't turn the spigot on, and let the water go in there, and that just starts sprinkling around in there and cleaning it all out. And let it go for about 10 or 15 minutes like that. And it won't be coming out a lot because most of it will come out right away. And then the rest of it's just, that little hose pumping water in there, cleaning it out.
And leave it open while it keeps
Leave
cleaning
it
up?
open because it's a closed system. So if you've got a closed system in there and you're putting water pressure into it, what's happening to it? The thing is going like this.
So it has to be connected, the valve out,
Yep.
and turn on the water.
Exactly.
Okay.
And leave the valve out.
Okay, and when do I turn off the water?
When you think it's clean enough.
Okay.
Now,
A couple of
You're
minutes?
saying 10
No,
10 minutes?
I would say 10 minutes probably.
Okay.
Anyway.
And then turn off the water?
You can turn
First?
the water off. You don't actually have to, and I'll explain why.
Okay.
But there's another scenario. Let's say you've done it for 10 minutes and there's still stuff coming out of there and you're not happy with it. Now you say to yourself, I want to put water in this. I want to fill it with water and then drain it all out because that really cleans it out. What you can do, because to do that, then you'd have to close this valve. But if you close that valve, now you're pumping pressurized water into a tank that has no vent. So you got to open the toilet up, where you step on the pedal in the toilet and it opens that little flange up.
Yeah.
And there's a little thing in the parts store, I think it's $15 or less. It's a little tube, you just drop it down in there, that holds that valve open, that becomes your vent. Okay, so now you can fill that whole tank with water with this little thing just squirting and spraying around in there. And she'll be inside cleaning the sink, cleaning the shower, cleaning the toilet, all the stuff that you have to do after you're done using it. And when she looks down there, like with a little flashlight, she sees the water starting to come up, she'll yell out at you, okay, honey, dump it. And you'll just come out there and dump that thing, and that will just be 40 gallons of water and a little bit of other stuff. It'll just come gushing out of there. Then it's really clean, okay?
Damn.
So then you'd close that up with this still going, okay? And that vent open, you close it up for about 2 or 3 minutes. That's all. Just, you want to get about 2 or 3 gallons, 4 gallons of water in the tank, because she's going to dump in about 2 ounces of chemicals. Okay, so now you've only got 3 or 4 gallons of water in there. You got 2 ounces of chemical, which is a high concentration there. So when you start driving and going home, that's sloshing around in there like crazy, and it's just continually cleaning that tank up and sanitizing it. Okay, so that's the other scenario. That's when you're not satisfied with it after dumping it one time, and you say, no, there's still more stuff coming out, and I want to do it. In the parts department, when you go in there, they've got that little item that you drop down in the toilet. And as I walk you over there, I will show you that, because I suggest that you get it. The worst thing about camping is to have a toilet that smells like an outhouse.
Right.
You don't want that. It's horrible. So if you do good toilet maintenance, you will never, I never have a problem. I never have a smell in mine, ever. Because I will dump it, and if I don't like what it looks like, I drop that thing down in the toilet, and then I fill that whole water tracket up with water. So that's 30 or 40 gallons. And then I let that rush out. That cleans it out, guaranteed. And then I put in a couple of gallons of water and a couple of ounces of chemicals and let it slosh around. Next time we go out, it's no problem at all. No smell, no nothing.
Okay.
So that's what you want to do. That's the only part that is really kind of critical if you want to keep that where you never have a smell. Just remember, put a couple of ounces, you'll be doing that, a couple of ounces of chemical in after he has closed the valve. He'll say, okay, I'm done. You'll close it.
Water,
just let it keep
3 minutes.
going in there for 2 or 3 minutes, but that'll get you 2 or 3 gallons in there. And he'll tell you, okay, I closed it up, go ahead and put chemicals in, and you just dump in a little bit of chemicals, a couple ounces.
Couple of ounces.
Yeah.
Okay, so we close that. The hose is still connected.
Right. And
now we're gonna
gray water.
Okay, now we're gonna dump the shower and soap water.
Exactly. And the reason we're doing it in that order is then that helps to clean your hose out, your sewer hose. Now you're just dumping gray water, which has got water, it's got soap in it, hand soap, shower soap, and maybe a little bit of food particles from whatever when you wash your dishes goes down. But that's not much.
And we have that sewer hose here?
That's what you'll get.
Oh.
You'll get in the part shop.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what.
So that's city water connection.
That's where you're going to hook up. If you're camped in a campground that has all your hookups, electric, water, and sewer, that's where your hose will go in to your coach. Okay.
Okay, the hose is going to go in here.
Yes, actually, there's going to be 2 hoses.
Oh.
This one is just a plain old garden hose, just one of those green, cheapo garden hoses. Okay. This one has to be a vinyl hose.
How does the connector look?
And the vinyl hoses are either white or blue. And again, they'll show you those in the parts store over there, so you won't have to worry about it. And you just,
how do you open this?
Just pop that off.
Oh, okay,
and
same
you
thing.
take that, and this is what you screw. You hold it in, and you're twisting it this way. Again, that's what screws the
city water connector.
Yeah. So that's when you've got city
and
water.
And the vinyl hose goes here.
Here.
And what do you for what?
The reason for that is, when you were kids, do you ever remember playing out front in the yard? It was a hot day. You ran over and grabbed the hose in the front of the house. You took a drink of water out of it. It was great. We loved it as kids. But it did taste like rubber hose.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want that in your trailer. You don't want to cook with that and flavor everything you cook with rubber. So you get a vinyl hose, which has no flavor to it at all. But that's all you use that hose for. I don't want you using that to do with anything with dumping, because you want to keep that one sanitary.
All right.
And when you fold it up, you roll it up and drain all the water out of it and hook it together and put it in your rig, and you're done. And that stays very clean, and no taste comes out of that hose at all. So you'll have that as a vinyl hose. This you'll hook up with just a cheap old garden hose. If you've got one at home.
That's to clean all that up.
Yeah, that's just to do all your toilet cleaning.
All right, and this is the clean water.
Yeah.
And this is just to fill it up to use for
That gives you water to all of your faucets and shower and everything. So you've got two ways to get water. You've got a tank on the other side that you fill with water if you're not going to have a hookup. Okay? So that you fill, then you turn a water pump switch on there to pump that water to the faucet. When you have this hooked up, you don't have to turn the water pump on because it already has 100 pounds of pressure, PSI, and actually we have to reduce that. That's one of the things you'll have to buy in there is a water pressure regulator. And all it is a brass fitting, and it's got a tiny little hole in it about that big around. That takes it from 100 down to 45 to 50 pounds. And that's what you have to have for any RV, big buses or any of them. Okay?
Okay.
So that's what that is. This, again, is for satellite connection.
We have one on both sides.
One would be satellite, the other would be
regular cable.
regular cable.
Said, yeah.
Thank you. Cable hookup, which a lot of parks now have a cable service at the park. So all you have to do is have a little cable line. You go out to their stand, which is usually where the electricity is.
And we have TV cable
on there, and you got cable in. The other one is satellite, and you have to use the dish that's up there and have either dish or DirecTV. That's the other one to find the cable. You got two sources.
Okay.
Either two of those. Okay.
And that's the electrical?
This is your hose, your sewer.
That's probably the easiest one.
Hose, and it right there is the end of it, and it's a 30 amp cable. And if you're going to hook it up at home, like when you want to go camping, and you want her to be able to fill the refrigerator the day before and have the refrigerator cold, you're going to want to be able to get a 30 amp. It's called a pigtail. It goes from 30 amp to 20 amp or 15 amps, either one. And that's what you'll use an extension cord from your house on. Come out with the extension cord, plug it into that little pigtail, and plug it into this. And that just takes 20 amps of current and allows you to hook it up. Okay?
All right.
So that way you can get everything ready to go. Like if he's working or something all day long, then you can load the refrigerator and get all that stuff in there, and it's already cold because you do that. I start my refrigerator the night before my wife is going to load it the next day, and then the next day is when we go. So then by the time she's ready to load it, it's ice cold and ready. It'll hold ice, make ice there.
Okay.
And then you can start loading it all up, and then by the next day you don't have to do it. You just get up and take off and go have a ball.
And what is this?
That is an outdoor shower. It's a hot, cold water shower. And it's got a little, I got the key to that. So I could open it.
Outdoor shower?
Yeah. Like if you have pets, a dog, or if you guys...
Or you rinse off.
Where you rinse your feet off, you're out camping, and you rinse your feet off. That's what that's for. Sometimes they're a little stiff, a little hard. Anyway, you can see the shower, the hot, cold water handle there.
Wow.
That's what that's for. Okay? These are your jacks, your stabilizing jacks around all four corners of the trailer. I want you to listen to this. Come here, I want you to hear this. When you put those jacks down, and I would suggest getting a cordless driver, screwdrivers. Okay, driver?
So it takes forever.
Cordless drill. It's a lot quicker. Yeah. Get down there and take them down. Once you've got the trailer leveled, you've leveled it from front to back and you've leveled it side to side. It's nice and level. Once it's level, you drop these down and you just firm them up on the ground. Don't try to lift the trailer up with them. You'll bend and ruin the jacks if you do. They're not made for that. They're stabilizing jacks.
All right, so once they sit down, that's it.
Stop. Once that meets the ground, nice and firm, and I could show you with my power drill that I've got over here.
Okay.
Okay, I'll show you so you'll know how to do it. But you just don't want to try lifting that whole trailer up with them. They're not made for that. Okay? That's got those. Have you got
Okay,
those?
all 4 around.
All 4 corners.
They all got to drop.
Yep. And this is the handle here. If you want to do it all by hand, you can go around and do that.
Burn some cardio.
You'll do it 4 or 5 times. Pretty soon you'll say, I'm going to get a power drill.
Yeah. Burn some cardio.
Absolutely. It will definitely burn some cardio.
Okay, are we gonna put everything in here and cause weight in the front? I heard on YouTube that you gotta even out the weight.
When they build these trailers, they're designed to carry a certain amount of weight. And if they have a compartment, and that's the only one that you can store stuff in, they built it for that to be loaded up that way.
Okay.
And you're always better to have more weight up front on your trailer because it tows better. And in fact, that's why you get, yes sir?
Sorry to interrupt. Can you make sure they get in to see Anita before they
Anita?
go? Yeah.
Oh,
they go
okay.
to finance.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Do they have the keys for this trailer in service or in there someplace?
For used vehicles, if sales did what they were supposed to do, they should be zip tied to the P-trap.
Okay.
So checking
I'll
anything.
check it. Okay, I will. And have them go into Anita or sales too. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. So that's what you do. You're not going to put so much stuff in there that it's going to really be overloaded. And furthermore, you're getting the load leveling trailer hitches, which those torsion bars, that's what they're all about. They take that weight that's up here and they distribute it to the back of the trailer and to the front of the truck. Okay, because they're torsioning up, so they're picking this thing up and they're forcing the weight down in the back. That's why they work so well. So that's what'll happen. That will be what will happen there. This is the part of it that they put on here, and the rest of it's on your truck.
So the battery's charged, full charge?
The battery is charged. Anytime you drive it, have electricity hooked up to it, it's charging those batteries. And if you have a generator,
it's charging the battery.
Batteries as well.
Great.
Exactly. Because you're going to plug your cord out there into your generator. Have you got one?
Yes, sir.
A little Honda?
A Yamaha.
Yamaha.
And then I went on YouTube and checked out my Yamaha, how it works really and everything. And they had a trailer like mine. And it worked everything, and it worked the air conditioning and my generators.
How big is it?
It's a 2000. 2000 Yamaha.
Well, if you run an air conditioner on that, you're going to max out that little Yamaha.
Yeah.
It's going to work its brains out. Probably you won't want to do that too much.
Okay.
And we go camping all the time, and I'll bet you we don't use our air conditioner more than 3 or 4 days a year. It's got to be 110 or 115
to use
before
it.
we turn it on. We just go sit outside and have a glass of tea.
Open all the windows up.
Open all the windows up. You don't really do
that. We don't. Not unless we're cruising through Arizona, which we don't think we're going to take it that far. Yeah. Maybe, you never know.
Well, or you get out to our deserts, go anywhere out around Springs during the summertime. It gets pretty blasted hot out there, so you might want to have it then. Okay. Your valves on your propane, leave both of them open whenever you're using the trailer. You don't have to open them all the way up. Just open 3 or 4 turns, that's fine. What happens whenever one of them runs out, and whichever side it's pointing to, this one right now is pointing to this one. So we're taking propane out of that tank, okay? Now, whenever that tank runs out, this will turn red right under here. You'll look at that and it'll be solid red. Okay? Now that doesn't turn off your propane though, because we've got both valves open and there's a ball check valve in here that allows this propane to flow on through and continue to take care of your coach. What it does tell you though, when you see that's red and it's pointing here, is okay, I'm out of propane on this side. So you shut this valve off and you turn this little guy over to the other side. And now when you get home, you know which tank is empty. So you don't have to take them both out and lift them up.
Okay.
To find out which one's empty. So it's real simple, real nice way to do it.
So you take this off, loosen it up, and they pop out.
Yep, exactly. And disconnect that. Okay? So that's the way you.
Okay, do you recommend putting a